Hi guys. So welcome to Wednesday's Pick a Card reading. So I had been struggling with this question since I got it, but it was one of my very first viewer requested, and I decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it now. So, the question that we are going to be looking at is, what are they like in bed? Okay. Liminal Energy asked a while ago, what are they like in bed, and are we sexually compatible? Okay. Well, I can't tell you guys if you're sexually compatible or not, okay? That would involve me tuning into a little bit too much sexual energy for, um, basically, I wouldn't be able to take that. But I can let you know what they're like, and then you can decide for yourself whether or not that's sexually compatible or not. So, let me go ahead and point out which pile is which, okay? The black heart is pile number 1, that's obsidian. The white opalite heart is pile number 2. The blue lapis lazuli heart is pile number 3. Pile number 4 is the pink rose quartz. Pile number 5 is the purple fluorite heart. And pile number 6 is the bloodstone heart. Okay, guys, while you're focusing on which pile you're going to pick, I want to go ahead and say anything that you need to know about me is going to be below in the description. This will be information about readings. This will be information about how you can reach me and how you can donate to the channel. And so I just wanted to point that out. I've been getting some emergency readings lately, and I do want to say that I do fill those very quickly. So if you do have an urgent or pressing matter, I do those, and I will fill them within 48 hours. I have not had one yet that I didn't fill within 24 hours, though. Okay, so just so you know. And that's all I can really think of, so let's go ahead and get started and find out what they're like in bed. Okay, so those of you who picked the black obsidian, let's find out. Okay. Wow. We've got reflection. This is, I wouldn't say that this is somebody who has actively fantasized about you a lot, but this is somebody who's definitely thought about it before, okay? And when I say I don't think that they've actively fantasized about you a lot, I just mean I don't really get the impression that they have a really high sexual libido. I just feel like they're a little bit more chill about it. The winter solstice, that's the longest day of the year, okay? So when we're talking about the winter solstice, we're talking about, it's very dark. It's very cold. There's not a whole lot of light. So this person would like soft lighting or no light on. This person would like, we've got reflection, so that shows me that there would be some mirroring there. They would like for the bodies to line up and to have it be this kind of like mutual movement in the same direction. They also might be a little detached emotionally, which they might actually make up for in bed. One thing that you might notice about this person is that emotionally they might be very passionate, and then you might be confused because they might not be as passionate in bed. I do feel like there's some fears too that kind of go along with this. Like there's like maybe this person has had issues with maybe some trauma in the past or something like that. So I do want to mention that too, just because it's coming up. One thing about this person is they will be absolutely present with you, okay? They're not going to be anywhere else. They're not going to be focused on anything else. They're not going to have anything else in their mind, anything else in their heart. Who they're with, they're present with, okay? They basically can't be with somebody unless they give them their all, that kind of person, okay? And in the Lenormand, we do have movement, sexual movement, okay? These the lilies indicates sexuality and movement. This could mean that this person needs to travel in order to have sex, which would be kind of interesting. So this person might be in a long distance relationship with you, the viewer, or this person might want to move from like maybe a traditional place to have sex would be in the bedroom, and maybe they wouldn't like to have sex in the bedroom. It could be that, or it could just be that that they like that. Well, it could be that they like to they like to. I'm just trying to think of how to put this. It's like they're actively working on improving whatever issues they might have from their past, and they're moving forward with that. They want to heal that. Okay. And then for this, we've got the Two of Cups here. That's wonderful. So this person, I really feel like this person would only want to be with a person who they really feel a heart connection with. They would not be able to be with somebody unless they felt like it was somebody important. Okay. And we also have the Eight of Wands here. So it's like they know exactly what they want and they'll go for it. It's like they're the kind of person like they know what they want. They know who's in their heart. So it's like they would go for it if they're given the opportunity. And that might kind of feel like they move fast, but know that they have already thought about all of this. Okay, I think that they're very they might strike you as particularly passionate or particularly moving fast or something like that, but they've already thought about this. This kind of person, I mean, they're very choosy. So if they're gonna be sexual with you, they know it, they want it, and you're it. That's the kind of thing. And then we've got the Knight of Cups. Okay, so again, they're gonna want to offer you their heart, and they're gonna want your heart in return. Okay, if you can't love them, either the way that they love you or to an acceptable standard, okay, they're not gonna want to be with you. They only want to be with the person that they love, who also loves them back. They need that mutual. That mutuality there, okay? So this person has got a lot. I mean, they're a very whole package type person when it comes to that kind of stuff. I really feel like that sexual energy won't be there unless they feel that they're in love with you. But yeah, so that's how pile 1 is like in bed. Alrighty. Okay, so pile number 2, those of you who picked the white opalite heart, let's go ahead and see how your person is in bed. Okay. Okay, so something about them is that they really open up when they're in bed. Like they might be kind of shy, maybe kind of introverted, that kind of thing. But they'll really blossom in bed. They might or maybe they're not shy at all. Maybe it's just that they act out of character when they're in bed, okay? They're very, very expressive through their body. It might kind of feel like, it might kind of feel like a very spiritual expression of sexual love, that kind of thing. And this person, I'm just thinking about these cards here. This person is somebody that would be very jealous. If they thought that you were with somebody else, they'd be very jealous about that. They want you to just be with them. So if you're a person that's not ready to commit, then don't go there with them, because they would not like the idea of you being with anybody else. And I really feel like they're the same. They wouldn't want to be with anybody else but one person at a time. So if your person is in a relationship, they're not going to do that unless they got out of that relationship, okay? I'm just trying to think about exactly how to word this. This person, I feel like this person needs to have some kind of mental communication with you in order to in order to be able to even go there. It's like they have to feel connected to you intellectually. So this is the kind of person that's going to really, really respect people who are smart, who strike them as being particularly good at communication, people that they are able to have easy conversations with, and that kind of thing. So there's that, and also this person is kind of serious about who they do this with. This person would not have a whole lot of previous partners. You know, this person would be like, no, I take this very, very seriously. I'm only gonna give of myself to a certain kind of person. Okay. One thing is that it's like a very joyous experience. They like it, okay? So they really, I feel like they have a very high sex drive. They really enjoy it, okay? Either that or it's something that makes them very, very happy. And then we've got this card, which is really, it's the death card. It's an ending card. What I feel like this could mean is I mean, intuitively, what I get is that this person might not, while they're expressive, it might be something more subtle than what you might experience, like what you might expect. Like it might be something like locking eyes, and that's it, Or this could mean, and I think this is what it's going to mean for most of you guys. Once it's over, they're like, they gotta go to sleep, or they gotta it's over, and that's it. I don't mean that like they're only gonna have one night stands or anything like that. I don't mean that at all. I just mean that when it's over, it's done. It's, and you just gotta wait for it to come back around. They wouldn't be the kind of person that would be able to go multiple times in a night, or would want to stay up to cuddle and talk and stuff like that. They're the kind of person that's like they do it and then they want to go to sleep, or they want to move on to the next thing, that kind of thing. So that's also the kind of energy around your person. So that's what number 2 is like in bed. All right, number 3 is those of you who picked the blue lapis lazuli. Okay, what is this person like in bed? Ooh, they really like to be moved. Okay, they like to be moved, and there's this depth. There's this depth to them that it's like I feel like before the two of you would ever be intimate, there would be this depth to them that you wouldn't even believe. Like you already know that they're so they're so I apologize. I just want to get it's like there's so much mystery below the surface, and they can go so far with one concept, and they will examine it, and it's like with this river energy and their sexuality, it's like they will go really, really deep with you. Okay, I mean they will put a lot into it. They will make sure that they might be kind of slow and deliberate, that kind of person. But it's like if you think that talking to them is deep, and if you think that talking about their emotions is deep, you wouldn't even believe how deep they can be, even physically they bring that. So that's a really interesting kind of energy there. And another thing is that when they just light up, they just, I don't know, it's almost, this is gonna sound silly, and it's gonna like, I know it's gonna start some Twilight jokes, but it's like they sparkle when they're around you. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, so another thing is that they're very unique. This would be like nothing you've ever experienced before, ever, period. They're an individual. It's something that's going to be very, very hard, probably even for me to describe, even though I've got some more cards here to help me out. They're just very, very unique. Okay, so this would be like somebody that is not the norm. I don't, maybe they might be into some things that are a little bit on the fringe, or maybe they're not at all, and they just have a unique kind of way of doing it. But what they do is that they're very unique. I will let you know if there's any indication. Yeah, no, there's no indication here that there's anything. No, huh? Okay, so another thing is that this person is most likely an introvert. I think we kind of already figured that out with the going deep. You know, introverts tend to like to go very, very, very deep and have like a lot of knowledge about maybe one or two things, where extroverts tend to have a lot of breadth and they have a lot of information about a lot of things, but maybe they don't know like everything about it. You know, introverts tend to be more expert in the things that they're interested in. So yeah, this is an introvert. This is also somebody who might either you might feel compelled to look more up about them because there's just so much mystery about them. You know, you might find yourself wanting to look them up on social media. You're not going to find much, but you might want to look them up on social media, try to figure them out that way. I think that they're very aware of what they put out, though, and you're not going to find out much. You know, you're not going to find out anything real juicy about them. They also might be the kind of person that would check you out online. Now, this is kind of like this really is kind of like one of those things that it's like, this is just what happens now. You know, this is just the way things are because of the internet. So, you know, do keep that in mind. I don't feel like this person would get creepy about it. It's just that they want to have all the information that they can. And they want direction. So one thing that you'll find is that they want to make sure that you're telling them, like, one thing that they'd want is to make sure that they're doing what you want them to do. They would not violate anything. Like if they felt like you were uncomfortable with something, or that you wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't want to do something or something like that, they would be very, they need that direction from you, you know, and they'd be looking for that. So this person might not be the kind of person that would be very aggressive. This person might not be the person to initiate, just because they really need that very clear direction that that's okay. Another thing that this can indicate is a moral compass. Like they need this to be done the right way, in a more like traditional way. So for example, this person would have a lot of difficulty being with somebody if they were married, or being with somebody. This person might not even want to be with somebody unless they're married to them, you know, that kind of thing, or unless they're basically engaged, that kind of thing. And then another thing is that, yeah, this person is introverted, but this person also, they're willing to go there with you. They're willing to be emotional with you. They're willing to do what it takes. But as soon as something starts feeling bad for them, they're not going to do it, okay? So let's say you're the kind of person that really likes to go out a lot. That's going to wear them out. They're the kind of person that, they can only take so much of that kind of thing, but they will be willing, so it's not like they're gonna like whine and all of that kind of stuff about it. It's just that they'll only be able to give so much, and once they do, then they're totally out. They just can't do it anymore, that kind of thing. And then this is really interesting. I like this. This is the kind of person that would kind of keep the relationship alive by sending little notes to you on social media, text message, that kind of thing. They would, this person might text you a lot and that kind of thing. And you might find that when they do express their emotions and their passions towards you and everything like that, they would rather write it out than say it out loud. I kind of feel like this is sweet, though. I feel like this is a sweet thing that they do. Another thing is, like, something about them is that they are a really healthy person. I feel like this is the kind of person that a lot of people would be attracted to. So this person definitely has a lot of options, but I also feel like they can be very, very picky too. But yeah, this is somebody that's very, this is somebody that is, attracts a lot of people, and because they're such a healthy person. So that's another thing to keep in mind, with this person. But yeah, this person seems very intriguing, if anything else. Okay. All right, those of you who picked pile number 4, the rose quartz, let's see what your person's like in bed. Okay. Ooh. They like to feel like they like to kind of set the mood. Okay, they like to make sure that if there's going to be intimacy, first off they like to anticipate that, but they also have some kind of setup where they make sure that anything that could be anticipated in bed with you is something that they would they'd want to have like different tools, for example, like like they would want to have I kind of like don't want to say this. It's like they would want to have like anything like condoms, lubrication, toys, props, candles, rose petals, whatever it is. They'd like to have that already at hand. Okay, they want to kind of, they kind of want to build that setting. And so there's something kind of intriguing to them about a certain place to be intimate. So this person might want to be intimate in several different places that might be kind of more traditional. This person would be somebody that would want to kind of like decorate the bedroom, or somebody who might decorate a like jacuzzi tub or something like that, so they want to make sure that the place is kind of almost holy for the two of you. One thing about this person is that you can trust them not to overstep any boundaries. They're not going to do anything you don't want them to do. And they also trust you too. So please don't take advantage of them, because it seems like this person's very sweet. So yeah, I mean, this person's very trustworthy, and they also trust easily. And so that's something else that goes, like they're willing to be vulnerable. A lot of people aren't willing to be vulnerable when it comes to their sexuality. A lot of people hold back a little bit, or maybe they feel a little awkward. Maybe they might get kind of embarrassed, maybe even giggly, that kind of thing. This person is willing to be open and vulnerable. Okay. One thing is that this person, oh my gosh, are you serious? I can't believe the kinds of things that I have to say on this channel sometimes. I really can't. Okay, well, first off, I'll just say some of the other stuff. This person, this person just can't stand to be away from you. Or the person that they're being intimate with, they can't stand to be away from that person. They long for them. They're the kind of person that if they don't spend a whole lot of time with you, they'll be ready to go as soon as you get back, that kind of thing. And also, they're gonna want to talk to you, and they're the kind of person that wants to make sure it's like being intimate with you isn't just on the physical level, it's also on the heart level and the head, and even for many of you, and on a soul level too. Another thing about this person is if this person's a male, I can't believe that I'm going to have to say, if this person is a male, they are probably very well endowed. So take with that what you will. I don't know why I have to say that, but whatever. Okay. That might be something that you might feel moved to talk to other people about, because it might really strike you. Oh boy, this person is definitely a force to be reckoned with. They will just, they know how to move. Okay, so all of this effort to put things to rights and everything, they'll be moving forward very good. They'll be able to both please themselves and please you, which is, that's definitely positive. and someone, they will be gentle if you need them to be, but they will also be very rough if you need them to be that way. Again, again, they're willing to open up with you, and as long as you're willing to open up with them, it feels like they would prefer to be very gentle. But if you're the kind of person that you'd rather it not be so gentle, they're willing to do what you want. Okay, so I really feel like this person's very cooperative. Okay, and also this person's a very stable person in general. Looks like they have it seems like they probably are really rich, or they are very successful in what they do. If they're not really rich, maybe if they're not rich by their own design, then maybe they've gotten an inheritance, or they were born into a rich family, that kind of thing. Um, another thing that I think about when I think about this particular card is that they might just like to see you dressed up, because it's like this has to do with material, okay? And they might just like to see you dressed up, like especially for them, like they like that. So if you're a guy, you make sure you look nice for this person, because they like to see that. And if you're a girl, just let them know that you're wearing something special for them. One thing that you could do is just be like, hey, what colors do you think look good on me? And then wear whatever color this person says. That's kind of the way that it's coming through for me. Okay, so yeah, this is a very very sensual person. That's a really good way of putting it. So that's what your person's like. Okay, pile number 5. Let's go ahead and see what kind of person your person's like. Oh, wow. You might find that this person kind of thrives on conflict here. You might find that, like, when there's something that needs to be resolved, and like this person needs to resolve something, and they step up and they do it, that they kind of get turned on by that. Or they're the kind of person that if you got into a fight with them, or you were bickering, they might kind of get turned on by that. They like competition, they like playfulness, that kind of thing. They also are somebody that I feel like they'd be able to go for a very, very long time, if you needed them to. Or if that's what you like they'd be able to go finish and then do it again, like very soon after. I feel like that's the kind of energy. They do have a lot of respect for you. Please don't feel like just because this person might have some something to do with conflict and everything, that they're not respectful, or that they're just really rough and angry all the time. No, they respect you. It's just sexuality is kind of weird, some things kind of stir it, and different people are stirred by very, very strange things. Okay, it's just, this is just what gets them. There's something, when they see a challenge, it's like that just kind of wakes up their body. Okay, but they'll be very respectful. They also might they might be like also a person that's very, like, much more cerebral than they're much more cerebral than like in their heart. So like the way that the two of you would connect would be more. It just makes so much sense though when I'm thinking about how they like competition or arguing, or it's more like debate maybe, or that kind of thing. They're very cerebral. They are turned on by talking about ideas, talking about concepts. And so what they like is a partner who can match wits with them. That's what they kind of respect, or somebody who's on the same level as them. Okay. We also have, they will be way. It might not be in a traditional way, but they will be tender with you. And when in doubt, they will just go to traditional things, like they might buy you roses, or they might they might buy you flowers, or they might go out and get like bubble bath or something like that, something very, very, very traditional, because I don't really feel like they would be all that creative. Like, they would need you to be the creative person, but that does not mean that they can't do amazing things. It just means that they're just not by themselves very creative. And, again, I'm just getting more of the same. They are just a really, really cerebral person. We've got 3 swords, okay? And that's why I'm saying that. The swords represent communication and like very cerebral, mental kind of energy. So this person might be like a nerd, or this person might be a philosopher, that kind of thing. Okay. So it's just painting a very interesting picture. One thing that you'll find is that they do have a lot of knowledge. I hadn't even looked at these cards yet. So they do have a lot of knowledge. This is a book. But sometimes that knowledge is going to be withheld from you, not because they're dishonest or anything, but there's going to be like some mystery about this person too. But that's kind of exciting, I feel. It might not be to some people, but it's like there's always something more to learn with this person. And also we've got gifts. So yeah, they are going to want to give you, they just really want to give you what you want. And again, if in doubt, they'll just go to the traditional gifts, okay? So they're the kinds of person that if you don't tell them what you want for like Valentine's Day, then they'll just go with jewelry and flowers and chocolates and that kind of thing. Okay, they're gonna go to the traditional stuff unless you just put your foot down and you're like, okay, I want a blender. They're gonna go to the stuff that is depicted in movies or that's advertised on TV and that kind of thing. So if you like that traditional stuff, don't say anything and they'll do exactly what you want them to do. Alrighty. So this person seems very interesting. This person also seems like they would be very fun to have a conversation with. They seem like they would make good conversationalists. All right. Pile number 6. Those of you who picked the Bloodstone, let's see what your person's like. Oh, wow. Okay, so when they make a promise, they keep it. You will feel very blessed to be with this person. This person is the whole package. This person's like, if you end up in this person's bed, they want to marry you, okay? They are not going to be with you unless they want to marry you or unless they see a future with you, okay? You will find that they're very willing to do what you want. They're very open-minded. But if you don't tell them anything, if you don't say like, oh, I kind of like it like this way, or I kind of like to try this thing that I heard about or whatever. If you don't say that, then they'll be very, it might even be boring because they're gonna just go to, basic positions that they know work, that kind of thing. Okay. So, but they're very, very open-minded. So please don't let that, confuse you or anything. All right. So, this person can be, this person might be a little rich, either way, they're very stable. I feel like they, might even be a little, almost almost stuffy about it, But at the same time, when we've got the King of Coins here, we also have somebody who appreciates the material world. So they're gonna really appreciate it when you wear things that they like. They will compliment you on things and they'll be sincere about it. They're not gonna give you a compliment if they don't mean it. And they'll be very honest about that kind of stuff. But I really feel like they're going to be both stable and probably have a little bit more money than most people. And again, yeah, they're very. I actually get also a kind of a sensual feeling about them, and just that they are very aware of their senses. This person might be, for example, a musician or maybe an artist, just because they're so aware of. musician might be somebody who is just very aware of sound and how they can put sound together in a way that's very beautiful, that kind of thing. So while the person's very stable, they also are very intelligent, and they'll catch on very quickly if you want them to act a certain way. I feel like he or she is the kind of person that would be able to like appreciate and maybe even comment on beauty in other people. Okay. So if you're the jealous type, that might be something that either you need to accept, or that might be a deal breaker for you, because he or she, I feel like it's more masculine. I apologize, but he or she just really, they're just very aware of that kind of thing. Okay. But again, we come back to this. They're very loyal. They would not cheat on you. And the reason I can say that is they're too stable. They're too stable. They're too smart not to do that. They wouldn't actually do it. They just, and a part of that is that you always know that they're going to tell you if they think something's attractive or not attractive. And I mean, this doesn't necessarily mean that they're constantly checking out other people. It might be that your person, the person you have in your head, is just like, "Ooh, I like that dress," or "I like the way that that suit is cut," or "I think this hat would look good on you," or something like that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be about another person. It could just be about things that they find attractive. That kind of thing. Okay, so yeah. Again, they're very anchored. They're loyal to you. They are anchored. They're staying there. They're not going anywhere. They're not gonna drift away. They're with you. They like when you get if you get into this person's bed, you're gonna be staying there unless you wanna walk away. Okay, and also they're very family oriented in that they will not violate anything that has to do with their family, at all. It's like that's sacred. So if you're interested in this person already has a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or they already have a spouse, it's just not going to work. It's just not going to happen, because they can only really be with just one person. So even if they were, it's so unlikely, but even if they were to make you the other man or the other woman, they would end up sticking by their spouse, or their girlfriend or boyfriend, or the person that's already there, because that's where they're when they like set their roots down, then that's where they are. And I feel like the person that they want to be with doesn't have any question about it. They know yeah, my guy, my girl, they want to be with me. I know that. That's what they say. They've never given me any indication that they don't want to be with me, that kind of thing. So this person's, very, very loyal. Okay. So yeah, keep that in mind. This person seems like a really good person to get married with, if you're the kind of person that really wants to get married, and this person is an unavailable person, and you do end up getting to that point where you're intimate, and then that leads to sexual intimacy, I would say this would be a keeper. This would be the whole package, as far as marriage and having kids and having a comfortable life, that kind of thing. This person would be kind of almost like straight out of like a movie, like a movie family, that kind of thing. So yeah, it feels like this would be a really good person to be with. So keep that in mind. Alrighty. Alright guys, thank you so much for staying until the end of my video. If you noticed that I still have my nightie on, it's because, yes, I did it. I went ahead and videoed this reading right after Tuesday's reading. Just needed to get caught up. So I just want to say, as always, I really, really appreciate the feedback and the comments I'm getting. Keep them up. If you have a request, don't be shy. Let me know. And I'll put it on my list, it took me a really, really long time to decide that I was going to do this one, but hey, I just did it. Okay. And, if there's anything that you need, anything that you want, maybe feel like reaching out to me or whatever, my contact information is in the details. And I also want to mention that my prices will be going up in 2019. So if you want to get a reading that is at 2018 prices, you can go ahead and book that anytime between now and December 31st. And if you want to save a little money next year, like you think, well, maybe I'll want a reading, but I'm not certain, go ahead and send me an email and say that you would like 15% off, and I will put you on a list. And if you decide to purchase a reading for me anytime during 2019, I will give you 15% off the price. Okay? Alrighty, I'll see you tomorrow with another pick a card reading.